Welcome, beautiful souls. How are you? Thank you so much for tapping in, turning on, tuning in with us. It is a late night evolutionary time for you and I to interconnect. So I don't know, I grabbed these and I have yet to use them online. Um and really in real life too, because these are like kind of spanking new in some kind of way. But these I got from hi baby. How are you? Come here, little girl. You didn't know I was here. Hi, little girl. Come here. Come here. Come here, baby. Here. Here, baby. Here, little girl. Here, little girl, little girl. Come here. Come here. Ay, come. Ay. Great. So, Dance Walker Tarot here on YouTube. So she was using them, and I have seen, um, and I happened to find them. You know what I mean? So I was like, okay. So we're gonna see. So they're past life tarot cards, right? Um, and we're just gonna see where this goes. Royalty. You are royalty. You can see royalty. You have leadership abilities. You inspire others. You're self-motivated. So the challenges that you might experience with that, right? Okay. Okay, hold on. Yep. Don't be fooled. She is 13 years young. Hey, little girl. Hey, little girl. Yeah. Okay. There you go. You want to go? Yeah. Go. Okay, go. Go over there. Over there. Hi, boy. Right. So, you are royalty. And so with that, and like, it's in your energy, right? When my sister and I were young, I used to always have this hostility towards the princess complex, right? Because she had like to for like our attitudes like queen, right? And she was princess. She wants to be spoiled and taken care of and provided and all this kind of stuff. And I guess it was the first child. And after my mom passing and I feeling the burden of like, from the dream and what I feel like my mother, the message that I was left behind and the responsibility and just the unfairness of life and all this kind of stuff. I've always been like ambitious, go get it. If you don't do it, nobody does it, right? Kind of thing. And so, and I don't mind because I'm a provider too, in that sense. Like, one of my love languages is gift giving and being that giver, that's that divine feminine energy within me too, like, finding its balance. But when you are that royalty kind of energy, it can be intimidating to others, right? It could appear to be domineering. And you also can have an energy of intolerance, right? Which is true with certain kind of things because you have high fucking standards. Like, damn, mother fudging straight. Like, what else did you think that was gonna come with? But going back to what I was saying about my sister and I, but she used to always say, just like, right, Jennifer, right? We're not supposed to be working. This feels wrong. There we go. We're diving back into memory lane, right? When we were young. This feels wrong. It's not supposed to be so hard, and this imagery of being royalty and just this energy of feeling. And so reality may have not matched always your this energy that someone be like, oh, you need to get your head. How often was I told as a young growing person, being multidimensional being, that I need to get my head out of the clouds, that I'm not realistic. Meanwhile, I think I'm pretty realistic. Right? So so you have wisdom when it comes to this royalty energy that you bring into this world, into this life, into this energy sphere, right? You're electromagnetic in every kind of way. And so growing up in maybe another lifetime where you were royalty, let's say, and then in this lifetime, I'm not saying that you're not well off or whatever the case may be, because there's a bunch of different variety here, from um from low income housing to infinites. You get what I'm saying? Like, and it's up to you to grow through the lesson, right, of abundance and prosperity for yourself. Understanding with wisdom that money doesn't buy happiness. Granted, it doesn't buy happiness, but it sure can make a grumpy day a whole lot better, right? Sure. And then this is so clothier. Oh, this is funny too, right? So maybe you're like me, right? Where you dress like you're stylish. That, right? It's not being vain or conceited. I'm cute. My cuteness draws attention. God has said this. These are affirmations, right? As I affirm this for myself, I help with the affirmations, activating this throat chakra of ours, this healing vibration, energy, frequency, vibration that needs to be as we make sense of things. This is how brainstorming works. We make better sense of things when we actually put in the effort of communication to inner dialogue with ourselves to make it all right. But anyway, so I understand this. I dress according to my schmood. And so I have the same way that I have music, and I hope you're watching my enchanting musical 333s, okay? Episodes 1, 2, 3, and 4, okay? You better be watching it. Uh-huh. Tap in, turn on, tune in, right? You're learning that I have an eclectic taste of music. Well, so do I with wardrobe. So do I with like everything is a schmood. That's why I can never plan clothing. I'm like, how can you plan your outfit for tomorrow? I don't even know what schmood I'm gonna be in. So now I even understand this differently too, because it's just interesting. It's just interesting to explore the inner dynamics of you, right? So the colors you wear influence your moods, your feelings, and behaviors. So let's talk about some of them, right? So green is great for creativity. Red, passion, right? Blue, soothing. Yellow, happiness. Black, power, protection, right? White, calming, purification, protection. Purple, wealth. Brown, security, right? So learning to master, right, the skill of expression, even in the things that we wear and stuff that we choose to. This can show in our decor, in how we live our lives, how we do certain kind of things. Right? We have different astrological composites within our birth chart systems, right? If we want to go by that, that might contribute to certain creative aspects towards things that we do, right? Different outlets that we have of creativity. And so that might show forth in those kind of ways. Like, I'm very detail oriented, especially when it comes to my crafting and creating, and like and my packaging, or like certain kind of things that I do that is very OCD like. Every time somebody gets something or sees something on my notes or anything like that, they're like, wow. You're really OCD, like you really go into this, right? So there's pizzazz to you. There's quirkiness to you. There's some of you might be a bartender or have done that, or in this lifetime, so you have some kind of social skill set that is excellent and needed for the amount of um, school that you got being out there in that kind of world of um, and on top of that too, like it's a highly toxic environment for a lot of other reasons, but like it's like the bartender is always the counselor. I have actually, I'm licensed bartender, mixologist, certified mixologist and stuff like that or whatever. But I've never worked a bar sphere, no matter what I've said, ever needed. I'm not saying I've never made drinks and had to do like events or parties or things like that, but I've never worked in that kind of atmosphere because I know myself. That's why when I was getting it, I was like, how can I do this? Because I know how I am in environments like that. Like even up until that point, like to get me to go to an environment like that, it would have to be a schmood or an occasion, right? So, oh, astrologer too, right? So astrologer to you may have interest in many different kind of variation topics of science. Like, I don't need to go I, and I don't need to go me too, and I don't need to go whatever. We're fucking relating. We're talking here. We're getting to know one another. You can get to know. You can say to me too. You can share with what are your favorite science topics. So for me, okay, I love microbiology. I love quantum physics. I like astrology. I thought I was gonna like astronomy, but that's not kind of like my thing. So I don't really know. It's not so much that you know, it's like you don't retain certain kind of information if you're not that enthused about it, and that's just period point blank, right? But you have the ability to turn your dreams into a reality. If you are here, you have the ability to turn your dreams into a reality. You bring this in with you with the wisdom of all the lives that you have lived, experienced, whether it's in this lifetime or other lifetimes and stuff like that. Because there's a huge part of you that wants to make a difference in the lives of others, which is why you find yourself in certain predicaments, certain situations, certain experiences, right? But it's up to you to turn these things into the reality that you desire to receive. So right. And so for some of you too, because I draw that in and I've met with that kind of resistance, some of you are not even spiritual. Yeah, they'd be like, oh, you're not spiritual, but what are you doing here? Interest, charm. Charm could bring people to be curious. So, meanwhile, it's just spirit calling them. You know what I'm saying? Themselves, higher selves, right? So, energies might be scattered sometimes, right? Scattered, restless, anxious, challenges that you might experience, right? With these kind of energies is fear of failure, challenges communicating your feelings to others, not setting clear or not setting boundaries, period. You know what I mean? You help out people you barely know just because you would give the shirt off your back to people. And you've helped people that didn't even earn the right or gain your trust in certain kind of things. Um, yeah, so healer, right? Healer is coming up, right? You empower other people, right? So I guess this is like a hype you up to and remind you of who the fudge you are type of past life infusion with your right motherfucking now, because right now is all we ever really have. Right now is all we have, and whatever reality you awaken to. And that is you, right? So you're very connected to nature too, right? You're also, some of the challenges that you may experience is being very hypersensitive. So definitely do watch in, tap in, turn on, tune in, hit that notification bell, subscribe if you're not subscribed already, because I talk about hypersensitivity, especially from my own personal experience of finding solutions within things that I'm very hypersensitive about. Right? If you're here and we're connecting, you've suffered in ways that you should never have to suffer. And you've denied yourself in ways that it's no more denying yourself in any kind of shape, way, form, from any dimension of space, reality, existence, of time, right? So for some too, when you suffer from certain kind of things, certain kind of health conditions might come into play that might be challenging in some kind of way. This could be depression, this could be obesity, this could be fluctuation between eating disorders and not, right? And not having an eating disorder or something, some kind of mental disorder that disrupts your ecosystem because of your emotions and your mind and the challenges of the suffering and the weight that you can carry in this life, right? Yeah, so yeah, some of you too, lawyers, right? Got some lawyers for real up in here, actual lawyers, but some of you have the energy of lawyer, make you very intelligent and multi-talented. All right. So whether you're a lawyer or not, it's the energy about you that is that multi-talented, intelligent, lucrative in all business, good communication skills, right? Enjoying learning, right? That energy of I love to learn, right? Affirmations. I love to learn. I love being of service to others, right? But with this kind of energy, one of the challenges is forgiving. So you could be very unforgiving with certain kind of things because you look for the justice in certain kind of things, and when there's an injustice, it's unforgivable, right? You start making you moody as fuck too, right? And one of the challenges that you might face too with this kind of energy is needing to learn to let go of the past, right? That which you have no control over, and learning to find the peace that you need with or without the energy that you feel you need to have vindication over and stuff like that. That can make you also very petty, unforgiving, and stuck. You don't want to be stuck, right? Life cannot be fair, but you still can be happy if you so choose, right? Philosopher, look at that, going into it, right? Philosopher, you're here, right? You're connecting. You like research, you like knowledge, you like learning too, right? This is all blending in. So this may be all of you who tap and turn on and listen to this and eat the mana in every single kind of way that it resonates with you, because we got to remind each other of whom we are. Right? We got to lift one another up, right? Instead of tearing everybody down just because you don't agree with something, or we're getting out of that. I don't want to say ego either. I hate that word, because how can you rid yourself of something that which is a part of you? You're asking me to rid the shadow side of myself that comes up when I'm triggered, that someone might want to call a fucking ego. Right? So you enjoy learning things, you enjoy experimentations too. You're an excellent conversationalist, intelligent, analytical, right? And so some of the challenges you might face are certain prejudices towards uneducated people. So you might have an intolerable nature towards people that are ignorant, right? And or you may have an air of superiority about you too, or you might be very argumentative, right? So in this lifetime too, learning that mastery over the mind is the key to success, right? And then here we go, entertainers. There goes my entertainers, right? You are a natural entertainer and storyteller. People love to listen to you, to see you, to watch you, to experience the energy that you give off, because you're that energy, right? Excellent at communication, creative and you have a great sense of humor. So you may, so one of my favorite compliments when people tell me is I do get tired, you can get tired of beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I love when someone can see my humor. Like it is such a, like, it has been, and people have seen it, like, and they're like, you're funny. I'm like, thank you. As opposed to, you're gorgeous, you're beautiful. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you. Haven't heard that one before. And it's not being ungrateful. It's really not, but it's the humor. The humor that does it for me. Oh, look at you, learned that laughter heals the soul. I love that. So some of the challenges you can also face as an entertainer, being ridiculously stubborn, right? You may have some addictive behaviors and stuff like that that you have to get through, rise through, and, you know, conquer, slay. And you might have some difficulty with personal relationships, right? So yeah, so scientists, maybe do one more and then we're gonna go. But who else am I talking to up in here? And let me remind them of whom the fudge they are, and some of the things that we can just bring into awareness. This is why we talk about it. We're bringing it to the surface so that way it can be transformed. So what's one way to infuse, to transmute, and all this kind of stuff is to identify. Once we can identify, with clarify, with clarity, right? We can see, right? When I know better, I do better, right? When I understand my energy, I understand a lot of things, and I can understand many things after that, right? In healthy, wealthy, selfie ways. And that's just the way it is. Historian. So you really might be into all of that kind of stuff too, right? Enjoy researching the past, ancestry, and all that kind of cool stuff or whatever. So, you know, you have something to contribute to the collective too in that kind of way. You're knowledgeable, you got a personality on you, you got information, you're like a well of information, of knowing so many different little tit facts about everything. Like you're just like an encyclopedia yourself, right? You might have interest in psychology. So I did study psychology for a couple of years when I was attending, which university? Marymount, Manhattan College. Yeah, when I was in Marymount, I took psychology. You might enjoy solving mysteries. And so tapping and turning on to me into the love of that, and when I first developed and stuff like that. So I used to read so many different kind of books, and I used to be really into all these kind of things. I share stuff that typically it might slip your mind. You're like, oh my God, me too. And this is why we give examples and we share in our experience, because sometimes we could just brush ourselves so far underneath the fucking carpet that we forget an experience that we had that was meaningful, that was purposeful, that had something, and then somebody comes in and you hear a story about a polka dot fucking cat that reminds you of the polka dot cat you fucking forgot about. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, thank you for connecting me back to that memory slot. Yeah, activations to recall your motherfucking memories. I activate my memories, for they are in me always. I see. I can travel the well into my sea. I can extract all the information that I need, that I want to see, connect with in every kind of way, because I am all those things. You're not even a controller of that environment that has full access to this Akashic. Living Akashic, how are you? Right? But also with challenges like this can make it challenging for you to move on from the past. Let go. Get to know the future. Grow into that. You may struggle too with authority, right? Or you may struggle having authoritative traits that might trigger other people to be like, who are you? My mother, my father, my boss, my husband, my wife? I don't know. right? And being scattered, because sometimes you can get stuck in a certain kind of place and unable to get out of that. It scatters your brain in the now, right? So some of the lessons here is to learn that your past does not create your future. You do though. Many of you are teachers, right? A natural teacher, right? Enjoys jobs with flexible schedules, thrives on learning new skills. Maybe selfish sometimes, but that's okay. Sometimes we need to be in order to recalibrate, you know what I mean? Rejuvenate and be, but also don't get lost in self-pity, victimization, codependency, right? Right? Wisdom is knowledge combined with experience. Wisdom is actually applied. Wisdom is applied knowledge. You cannot be wise without the application. Author. Huh. And I get singer, I get poet, writer, period. You're a writer, you're an expressionist, you're a storyteller. Writing, I look down now, writing, poetry, acting, right? You inspire others by living your passions. Dancer, unique ability to make anything and everything beautiful. You turn everything into art. You are art. You are the muse for many people in your lives. You activate people because you are inspiring. You are a muse. 24/7 muse. That be me. Inspiring everybody. I see and don't see. Seeing and unseen. Right? Activate, knowing that. So it's not, oh my gosh, you're so conceited. No, this is fucking reality. You inspire people, whether they tell you or not. Own it. No more undervaluing your value to all these fucking people, because if you weren't that muse, these people would suck. So relationships can be challenging, right? But you've also learned that the power of words and their influence over others, and especially the influence that they have over you, right? Beautiful. I like these. So Dance Walker Tarot, thank you for existing, for having your own YouTube channel where you do stuff, and for sharing this information with me. I love these. Knew I was gonna like them when I saw them when you did it. Right. You got some politician energy up in you. Right, because you work for a greater cause. But either way, yes, you do. Either way, you can go check out Dance Walker Tarot's YouTube channel as well, because she is a gifted, uplifted teacher too, right? A natural teacher, right? Volunteering her gifts to the world. So, till next time, love and divine wisdom to us all.